Hello and welcome. Who's out there? What's happening? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Dana. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Dana, in fact, in the house. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yes, we have Dana in the house. So come on in, everybody. It's not even showing me I don't know who's here. It doesn't show me anything. Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't show me who's actually in it here or not, but that's fine, except if you post and say hello, then I know you're here. You know? Oh, Bernie's here too. Hello, Bernie. Mwah. Big kiss to you, baby. So, the cosmic outlook for today. For the weekend, yes. Let's look at the weekend. So, for those who are just joining for the very first time, and you see this crazy person on you're like, ooh, who is she? She's so enlightening. Well, my name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life. I am known as the Guru Mama, and I'm an astrologer. And I got something new on my wall. Ooh, which way do I turn? Which way do I turn? Yes, I put up a little Christmas theme behind me. So I got Christmas going on. So there, I am going to be... so horrible at this. There's going to be a painting going up there soon. It will be probably, well, I got this one. This one's going to be going up that I just completed. So I just completed this one. So, and I did these paintings with a lovely woman in California, in Southern California, Kim Tabay, and I did a class with her. So I'm going to be, that's going to be going up. And then I have a Christmas one that I'm going to be working on tomorrow and doing that after I do our full moon with my Celtic group. So yeah, this is exciting. It's so exciting. So yeah, so we're getting things done, doing things, putting. I mean, my tree's not up. I don't know if anybody else, if you have your tree up or not. Thank you so much, Dana. I love it because my paintings look so much better on camera than they do sometimes. Well, you are your worst critic of your own art, you know. But I have learned from telling other artists that I have coached that no treat for till 2 weeks. So that I have coached is don't be afraid to show your art. Don't be afraid to show your art. I used to be terrified to show my writings. Like I would write something out and I would, if I had to hand something in, I basically handed it in and then I left. I didn't even want to know that the teacher read it. It's like once I gave it to her, it's like I didn't want to know anything. Like it's done. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. So that insecurity, and what I feel, it's funny, it's like yesterday was Black Friday and I went into very quickly, I went into Michael's because I had to pick up some things at Michael's because I'm going to be making bath bombs today. And so I had to pick up a few items there, and in picking up those items and picking up those, it was like I wanted to get in and out. I'm amazed that, Michael's is different, I think, because at least you're there to wanting to create something, right? It's not so much that you want to consume, that, buy the next big box TV, but you want it to create something. So Michael's to me is more of a creative center. But how many other big box places were extremely busy? And to me, I feel if this year hasn't told you anything, is that we have to reevaluate our relationship that we have with one another and the earth. And that consumerism should be, and I think this Christmas should be, on the low vibration. Like consumerism brings our vibration on, yet systems that are in place are trying to hold us. And with Neptune squaring the nodes, and let me bring up a share here with you. And I found this wonderful new, it's called Planet Watcher. It's for astrologers. So this here, if you can, I'll do it so that maybe it looks bigger. So this Planet Watcher, which I love, can't make it any bigger, can I? No. So anyways, so this over here on the side gives me how long certain conjunctions are, certain aspects are going to be. So it gives me how many days they are. Right now, the moon is down here. It's in Taurus. Here is Uranus. And if we look where Uranus is, so let's just look where Uranus is. Uranus is opposite lovely little Venus in Scorpio. Then we have Neptune here, and he's doing what we call squaring the nodes. He's squaring the nodes. So he's squaring over here to the nodes. So that's causing a lot of delusionment, right? And over here we have Mercury, and it's doing sextiling over here to the Mafia brothers. Now here we have these three. These three are the ones that have been bringing in a majority of the issues throughout the year. Those three energies that when they have come together at different times throughout history have created a cataclysmic, thank you, it's like they're showing me this cataclysmic energy for activation and change and bringing in that activation and change. In 2008, when Pluto hit Capricorn, it started to bring in a creation of change of us looking at our world, our mundane world, everything like that, to how do we want to live differently? I mean, energy started to change with in 2008, the economic system, housing market, the whole bit. So that was big. It went boom. Okay, people lost their houses, but somehow we are so fearful that many of us, we don't want to change that. We slip back into it, right? It's like slipping back into your I love my guys. They say it's like slipping back into your fat jeans. You know, you've gotten down to a beautiful weight, you're there, you're fit, you're doing well, but then you slowly slip back into these comfortable fat jeans or your fat yoga pants or whatever it is. You slip back into this where it's like, but it was so comfortable. Look at it, I got my laundry there. I didn't put it away yet. Sorry, I just noticed I got like, oh my God, I got my laundry in the back. Anyways, I sidetracked. But we slip back into stuff that we found comfortable because we don't want to let it go. And this energy is showing us that we have to let it go because it's not serving us. That energy is not serving us anymore. Hence, they had, you know, I believe in predestined. Like a lot of things in our life are predestined of how things are supposed to, how things come to be personally and within the collective. This is getting us where this squeeze is coming down. And the squeeze is coming in and saying, how much more can we squeeze you? You know, energies are coming in, or, you know, the divine's coming in and they're showing in. I can feel the energy of God very intensely in the goddess and coming forth and really showing and saying, you know what, you know, I can squeeze you more, or you could just walk forward and be released and go towards what it is that you so fully like. But it's like so many people go like, but I don't know what I like. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how to connect with others. What do you mean connecting? Blah, 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 blah. So people go off in the, you know, it's like, I don't know how to do things. I'm afraid to try anything. And this is like, oh, I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too this. I'm too that. So I can't do that. So I might as well stay here. But here we come, this energy that's trying to push us and say, hey, we can go forward. That's what the Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn were doing. Say, hey, you can come into this crazy ass bar with Satan and Pluto, which is Hades, and we can hold you there. We can hold you there, or you could go forward and do something that you are feeling enlightened to do. Hence, let's go back to Michael's. You know, this is where it's like bringing in where, okay, what do you want to do, Mary? So, you know, I have this lovely little book. It's called The Yule. And I'm going to be doing a little, just a 1 hour little talk, and I'm going to reference this book in this talk on, what are the things that you could bring in to start to create an energy field for yourself? What kind of herbs can you bring in? So, like cedar and fir and cinnamon and cardamom and peppermint are some of the smells of the season, right? Bringing these in, you could put them on your stove top. You could dry some, beautiful cedar and add some essential oils on there, and then just, burn it in your cauldron, right? So this is where you want to, or you could boil some of these up. Like if you have some cedar, cardamom, and cinnamon. Cedar, cardamom, and cinnamon. What else are you showing me? If you have any needles, pine needles, put them in on the stove, boil them up, and then simmer them for 20 minutes, strain it, add that to your bath water. That intensity, that clarity, that cleansing that's going to come through with that. So you're not putting the herbs in the water, you're just putting the water, that essence of what you just created. Other things that you could be doing is bringing in different lights. Bringing in lights. You can get, beautiful little battery operated lights right now. Bring them in, set them up. That's my next thing is I'm going to be putting, I want to put little lights around there. So this is where it's like looking at what are the types of gifts, what kind of things that you come down and that we can bring together. A gift of giving receives out to others. What kind of things can you give back? Maybe it's to the food bank, because right now we're going to find this is what, the other squeeze that's coming in is that as things start to move and things start to, where there's a lot of people that are like making billions of dollars right now. And this is where we come back in and we say, hey, how, there's this energy that's coming in, and it's not a good thing when you start squeezing the poor. And the thing is that things are happening more rapidly. It's not going to take a whole 10 years to finally have this rebellion or what have you. This is where it's coming in and saying, no, we're not taking this anymore. This energy and this Neptune, when it's squaring the nodes, can bring you into delusion, or it can bring you to a point of saying, okay, I can see the delusion and I don't need to step into it. Because the other energy that's coming in with this is that of tyrants. The tyrants are coming out. And we're starting to see a lot of tyrants starting to appear. Manitoba's premier is a fine example of a tyrant. There's different tyrants, and you hear different either premiers or prime ministers or presidents that are saying things of like, no, go out there and consume. But it's where that they're not, it's like such a misconnection with the truth of really what's coming in and what really needs to be changed. That's the energies that are coming in. It's like really stepping into that change. How can you really step into that change and allow for yourself to have that clarity? So, bringing in and taking a step back and taking a look of what are the different symbols, starting to embrace the nature more, starting to embrace your loved ones. And it's just like bringing it down to the simplicity of it. It's like where somebody was mentioning, I was watching anyways, about, oh, look at all the money I saved being locked up. I mean, how many people have saved money being locked up? Not really. Some people were like, oh my God, I'm not working. I have to make sure I have money to pay my rent for January, let alone December. This is where we can come in and embrace a lot of the magic, and embracing all the magic that's coming in for us, and allowing us to come into the ritual of celebration. This is a time for prayer. This is a time for us to actually start to look into and start praying for the world, praying for the transformation of this world right now. because we're in some crazy waters that is bringing in a lot of disruptions, that are bringing in disillusionments, and people are getting lost in the delusionments because they want to sit in the South Node Sag and like, oh, we'll be okay, it'll get fixed. And the North Node Sag is saying, no, we got to get out there, we got to investigate, we got to look at things, we got to start making the changes that we need to make, not only in our own selves and looking at the connections we got to make into our own selves, but with the world around us. There's a lot of craziness happening right now, right down to our Mayor mentioning about a snitch line with 311, which is so fucked up, to a dad in Alberta with his grade 1 son, walked in on his, came into his online learning, and they're playing the Canadian anthem in Mandarin with a Chinese flag. How crazy is that? So this is a time of awakening. This is a time, but many people, it's like, the 8 of Cups came up in the reading today, and the 8 of Cups is like, are you going back after everything that you said you didn't want, but you're going back into your fat pants? And saying, no, I don't want to go there. But it's like, it's so much easier for me to be there than for me to do the work and go forward, to do what it is that I have to do in order to make the changes, because maybe you can't change a lot about there, but you can change what's in here and start the changes in here. This is where the prayer comes. This is where the meditations come. This is where the thoughtfulness comes of what you are doing. So when you buy your groceries, maybe you're buying or putting the extra money, and you say, here's $5 to the food bank. Maybe it's when you're doing, no, here, this is where I'm going to put my money into this charity. Or I'm going to donate. I'm going to start cleaning out my closet. I'm going to donate to the women's in need. This is where this energy starts to come in, saying, okay, we got to collectively start looking at how, and I've said this over and over, how you're consuming, where your money's going, what you are putting your energy into. If you want to put your energy back into the fat pants, you can put your energies back into the fat pants. But you're going to see where that's going to lead you, because you already know where that leads you. It leads you to being unhealthy. It leads you to being grumpy. It leads you to being very unfulfilled. And with the North nodes coming in, and especially with that square to Neptune, that's going to lead you to a lot of disillusionment. And it'd be interesting if you have your natal chart to take a look at where Neptune is in your chart. Where is Neptune? A lot of people, depending on when you were born, have Neptune in Capricorn. So a lot of the young, they have that Neptune in Capricorn, especially with their Pluto and Scorpio. That means that you came in already to say, I don't want to go and live my life the way the past generations did. I want to come in and make the changes. I don't want to step into the crazy and the disillusionments of this world. I want to step in and step out of and create something new. When something comes forward that we cannot see and tells us that we have to make changes within our own selves, whether you believe that the coronavirus is real or not, but the reason why people are so scared, the reason why, you can compare it to the flu, you could compare it to anything, but the flu is that we can understand the flu and the flu works. This we can't understand. That's why people are scared. That's why it's a pandemic, because it changes so rapidly, and it comes in so many different ways. That's what makes this so different. Because it's changing rapidly for us to awaken, to be aware of what's going on. What is our government doing? What's happening over here? Why are we wanting to consume all this stuff? I don't want to do this anymore. It takes something that comes in from the unseen to get us out of that rigmarole of the craziness, to step into our enlightenment and wake the fuck up. And that's the message I've been giving for most of this year, is wake the fuck up. It's not easy. It's just like we can wake up and then we're just like, then you get so scared and you're just like a stone and you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. What can you do? Do you do your prayers? Do you do your meditations? Do you set up an altar and light a candle and say thank you for this day? Do you come in and do you give reverence to the sun that has just risen, that rises every single day? And to the changes that come in the seasons that come and flow within and around us. As we are coming into a jolly season, so they call it, of Christmas, because they have this season in Sagittarius, because it brings in renewal, because it brings in substance. Whether it's nutty or crazy or whatever it is outside, my mind goes to the day, I wasn't there, well, maybe I was, of World War I, when they stopped fighting for one day, stopped fighting, and then they jumped back in, they started shooting each other. But coming in for and joining in communion, joining in interacting and creating. That's what's so important. So this book, this little book, it has rituals and recipes and stuff like that in. I'm going back to the Yule, where maybe making some special sugar cookies today could be a day of you bringing in some sweetness, some love, some peace into your life. And then maybe don't bring them over to your neighbor. This is where you start to look at, what kind of things that I can do to gather and bring together. I mean, things aren't making any sense. I mean, I can go to the bar and visit and say social distancing, but I can't bring the person home. Or I can't have that gathering in my home, but I can have a gathering somewhere in a bar somewhere or in a restaurant, or I can sit, and play the slots. How mindless is that? Little things we can do to start making the changes and starting to create. And it's important that we have to start now. With the full moon hitting on Monday, and if anybody is wanting the look into December 2020, it's available. I can get you the link. It is $10, and have a look. This is a culmination of everything through the year coming in to December. Of like, this is like almost like the big bang coming in and awakening us, so that we are able to step into our power more fully and into our sovereignty. And in order for us to step into our sovereignty, we have to accept what we cannot change and change the things we can. What a beautiful prayer that is, right? Accept the things we cannot change. To know that we all vibrate, to know that we are all connected, and that my actions have an equal and opposite reaction to whatever goes out there. So I could throw out there and be the asshole, or I could throw out there and stand there in my light and stand in my power and not be ashamed of it and say, this is my power. That doesn't mean, I'm being, and I wrote it up on my wall. It doesn't mean that I'm being a dick. That doesn't mean I'm being bougie. That doesn't mean anything. That means I'm standing in here in my sovereignty and my beauty of who I am and the power I have to stand here and say, this is the changes I want to see. This is what I want to do. I'm going to bake sugar cookies and give them to my neighbors. Yeah, that's power. You might not think it, but it is. It's power. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to boil these beautiful things, some cedar and some pine needles and cardamom and cinnamon. I'm going to boil that up and I'm going to put it into my cauldron, which is my bathtub, and allow for that energy just to seep through to me. Because sometimes I do get low and sometimes I need to be revibrant, and this is going to help me. Mother Nature gives us so much for us to step into our vibrance and our love and our peace and our joy. She gives us crystals, she gives us herbs, she gives us sunlight, she gives us seasons, in order for us to understand the ebb and the flow. But with this, it takes a whole fucking virus to get us to wake the fuck up, so us to step into our power, to see how crazy the world is. And how much we need to start stepping up and paying attention and not being a fucking idiot and having our head in the sand. Some of us do it very silently. Some of us are a little bit more loud. I have a lovely little Taurus man who's very loud at what he has to say. And if he doesn't like something, God bless Mark. But there are other people who do it very silently. I have beautiful women out there, my beautiful Melissas, who come out and they say what they do and they stand in their power. They're both beautiful single moms, but they've not let anything stop them. And they stand in their power. And it's beautiful. They're a beautiful representation of the feminine divine. This is where it's like we have our way. We know what it feels right for us. Not everybody feels right to come onto Periscope and start going off. But this is where we have to go. This is maybe I'm the sugar cookie woman that wants to make the sugar cookies and give them to the people. Maybe I'm the person that wants to go and call my senior center and say, hey, this is my abstract. This is I've had the COVID test. I've had all of this. If you need a driver, I'm there. I'm putting myself out there for you. Or I can do shopping for you. I can be a personal shopper for you. What do you need? You're scared to go shopping? Hey, I can do that for you. What do you want to do? What do you want? Because some people might need a personal shopper. They don't want to do it on the computer because they don't feel comfortable on it, but they would love to have somebody to go and shop for them. There's a huge opening for that. There's a huge opening for that. You just have to put yourself out there and say, here I am. Might need, like, Dana, that's you. Yes, it is you. It's like, hey, I'm going to get my driver's abstract. I'm going to make sure I got a COVID test. Here it is. Look it, I've done this. I'm available. I can help you. And I'm going to do it in a safe manner. Safety, right? So this is where the energy is coming in for the transformation and changes, right? The Yule comes in to bring us back into the light, because on December 21st is when the sun goes down to the lowest point in the northern hemisphere to the highest point in the southern hemisphere, because it's the first day of summer, longest day of the year, longest night of the year, and comes back up in around December 25th. That rebirthing comes back up, and the sun stays lighter every minute, every day, as we move towards the fall, the spring equinox and the embolic. So let us come in and look into what we are able to do. Bring in some greenery, bring in some festing, and play some music and create what you need to create. Bring in your Yuletide wisdom and cheer and winter spirits and welcome them here. That's what we need to start doing. There's some crazy ass shit. I posted up a bunch of stuff on my Facebook page, and my blessings go out to the barbecue dude in Toronto. I mean, that's pretty fucked up. How many policemen showed up for one guy who does barbecued brisket? Interesting. This is where the changes start. And there's going to be many people out there that they're going to be making a stand, and then they're going to be thrown in jail, and they're going to be making a stand. Somebody over here making a stand and so this is where we start to make different. If you're not the person to be out there in front, that's fine. But this is where you can make other stands and do other things. This is where you say, "Ooh, I want to, maybe I'm going to send. Maybe that person needs, because now his business, his livelihood, and everything is all taken away from him. Oh, well, maybe I'm going to send him $10. I don't know. It's just a suggestion. This is where we find different things that we want to start doing and start changing and changing the structure. Here's a structure for a simple prayer. So here's a structure for a simple prayer for you guys. Welcome.
Okay, I found this on the web. For who is the structure for a simple prayer structure for a simple prayer for you guys? Check.
That was my phone. It went off and I didn't touch it. Welcome and acknowledge. Speak the deity's name and acknowledge their qualities and gifts. So, who are you praying to? God, the goddess, whomever. Gratitude. Express thanks for the gifts and the support the deity has already given you. So, thankful for your home, for your clothing, for the food that you have. Thank you, dear Heavenly Father and Mother, for all that I have and all that is on the way. Thank you for the gift of the internet, my computer, my family, the laughter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gifts of my vehicle. Thank you for the gifts of the sun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. An intercession or request, make your appeal. What do you pray? What do you want? What are you bringing forth? Maybe you're asking, you're saying, I need help and guidance for, direct me towards, show me who to speak to. And thankful and release, express gratitude for the deity's attention and grace. And thank you for being here with me, dear Heavenly Father and Mother, for being here and guiding me upon my way and allowing me to be here fully and present with you today in this, at this very moment. Please stay with me throughout my day. Guide me throughout my day, so I may stand in my power and my strength and in my enlightenment to be truly who I am. There's your prayer for the day. Blessed be and amen. Alleluia. And allowing that. And this is something that's very, to bring in, to welcome that prosperity and fertility. And I pray to you on the winter evening to give gratitude. I'm grateful for the care with which you've watched over my family in the last year, for we have been strong and healthy. If you've been strong and healthy this year, be grateful for it. If you're still sitting and have a bed to sleep in, be thankful for that. And I beseech you to once again watch upon me this year to come. I thank you. Watch over me this new coming year. Yeah, there's going to be some great revelations that are going to come in. But there's going to be some things that are going to be a little bit, remember, the train has been unpacked. So there's going to be a lot of crap coming out of that train. A lot of things in those cargo. Guide me. Guide me. And allow me to be with you in one. And, I love this, right? Send me the link. I love this. Part of it came from this book, the Yule. The other part came from my mind. Data. So that came in through my channeling. So that's where part of it came in through the Yule, through this book. And you can order you can order this. I'm not sure if she has any at Blessed Circle. You can check out at Blessed Circle if she has any more of these. Or you can check on Chapters. Go to Chapters, go to Kohl's. You can check out them. Of course, there's always that other place you can check out too, because I know, but you other sources. And this helps to follow because I follow the Wheel of the Year. And I haven't made one yet. That's my other thing that I want to paint, is paint a Wheel of the Year and create a Wheel of the Year for myself. And there's cute little things in here about magical bags for multiple purposes and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, shall we play and type it out as you speak. Thank you. So I want you all to have a blessed day. go forth and have a great one. If you're part of the Celtic, my Celtic group, definitely we are going to be having we're going to be talking about the full moon and Sweden and Erewhon and bringing that beautiful energy in as we are heading towards this full moon lunar eclipse on Monday. And it is a transformational one, baby. So we're going to step into it. We're going to step into this power of who we are and allow ourselves to shine. Get out the polish, baby. Get out the polish and and allow yourself to shine. So sending you guys out so much blessings. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Have a blessed one. Thank you so much for being a part of my day. And we'll talk to you. I may not be on tomorrow, but I'll be on Monday. Blessed be everybody. Bye-bye.